Alright, what we have here is an iMac board that we have a user that has requested that we reflow the GeForce chipset on there, and it is it's the same chipset that's found on some of the HP laptops, ZV series. So what we're going to do is let this heat up, and we're going to reflow it the same as we reflow everything else. That is a memory chip right there. So what we'll do is reflow this standard chip, and then reflow that memory chip, and then there's one on the other side and one over here. We'll do it the same to these positioned over here. So, but what we do notice is that this had a pad underneath it. In my mind, I'm not for certain that Apple systems come by default with this pad. I think this was a secondary add-on, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it back. But I do not think that it comes with that by default. I think that was a user addition. So what I'm going to do here is take and turn this on, same as I always do with everything else. Line up the positioning and let it do its reflow the normal standard way we always do every one of the other ones. Board's positioned correctly. It's heating up, and we have probably 3 or 4 more of these to do for this one user. So what we're going to do is let this run its course, and then we'll pull it off, set it off to the side, let it cool down, take the next system, do exactly the same thing to the next system, and then do it to the next one after that, and the one after that. So we're going to let this do what it needs to do, and then go from there to having these finalized. He also sent some MacBook boards, so we're going to take those MacBook boards and do the same thing with those, since that was his request. So we'll just let this do what it needs to do, and then go from there. What we have with this system is a ATI chipset, and what we find when we take the heatsink off of it is that it had like a rubberized type deal, same except it was gray. So it's completely different. But what we're going to do is let this heat up. It appears that some of the cleaner got onto the heat plate, so it looks like it's smoking it off. So what we're going to do is take this and position it and start the reflow process here, and that's what's going to take and do what we need to do to reflow this one. So we have this board done, and it's sitting here cooling off. It's actually an NVIDIA, and this one's going to be an ATI. Probably the difference in the two boards is one's ALS model and the other one isn't. That would lend credence to the difference in the chipsets, and in the way this is done. So what we're going to do is let this one finish out, and we'll move on to the next board. We got to take off the heatsink and do everything to it and get it prepped to do the same thing. So that's what we're going to do here in a minute. Okay, so what we have here is another chipset that's same as the other one, and just like the other one, it had the same TIM on it. So what we're going to do is let this one heat up, and we're going to go to reflow it. As a side note, we have notified this user that the power buttons on these have been damaged and broken. So like this one, it's here, but on that one it was gone, and on the other one it's still there, but the pins on the back that actually make contact to turn it on are gone. So what we're finding is the user just requested a reflow, said there was no need to test it, so what we're going to do is do exactly what they want. So if I ever hear anything bad about it, I know that it was done as the customer requested it, and that was that. So what we're doing is reflow these chips, same as we're doing with all the other ones, and then we're going to move on to the MacBooks, the same as what he requested for everything. So we're going to let this do what it needs to do and then get done and move on to MacBooks after this. Alright, so what we have here is the Unibody motherboard that he wants reflowed. So what we're going to do is take and place this board on the system here, and we're going to line everything up in the grippers. We got it all lined up, and we're going to move the cam over so that we can put the line over top of it, and we're going to let this heat up. Now keep in mind, this is a MCP chip, but it's a MCP 77 chip, actually 79 chip. So we'll reflow this one, but we're not going to reflow the processor. You do not reflow processors. There's no need to reflow them. Only in specific systems do you reflow them, and at specific times, i.e. netbooks. Netbooks would be a special case where you do reflow them, but not in these MacBooks, not in the Unibodies or anything like that. So what we're going to do is excuse me, allow this to heat up, and then we're going to turn the switch on to reflow it, and we're going to let it do what it needs to do, and we'll let it go about its business and do what it needs to do for the next 2 or 3 minutes, and then we'll come back to all these systems and put them back together and get them packaged up and send them out. So we're going to call these complete. These have all been reflowed, and they're all ready to be sent back to the customer as they requested.